hey there guys, and welcome back. On this week's show, we're going to be installing the JessEm Micro Adjust on our router table. Now, as soon as they introduced that this thing was out, I had to get my hands on one, and they were back ordered for a little bit, so I had to wait. But I've got it in the shop today. Let's get over there to the router table and get this thing installed. Well, this micro adjustment add-on for your fence is actually designed to be installed for the Masterlift 3 or JessEm's TA fence. I don't have either one of those. I have the Master Fence 2, which is model 0401. Fortunately, however, if you have that fence, JessEm does make an adapter bracket so that you won't miss out on this micro adjustment. So the very first thing that we're going to do in order to get this installed on our fence is we need to install our adapter bracket. Well, the very first thing that you want to do is you want to attach your upper bracket to your adapter here. Now you'll know which one the upper bracket is because it will have 2 through holes and 2 threaded holes, whereas the bottom bracket has 4 threaded holes along its length. So take the upper bracket, get a couple of the T-nuts that they've provided, and loosely install them into your adapter plate here. The next thing that you want to do is you want to attach your adapter bracket onto your adapter assembly. And we'll just place it on there and use the provided screws and screw it in place. Now, I will point out the configuration that I have here that I'm doing is if you want to mount it on the left side of the fence. I have the miter slide on the other side, on the right side of my fence, and therefore this gets in the way. So I'm going to install it on the other side. If you don't have the miter fence, then you can reverse this. So whichever way suits you, that's the way you want to put it on. Once you get that top bracket loosely mounted on there, we're going to mount the bottom bracket. And it's the same process. The threaded holes are there. Get one of the provided screws and screw it in place. So we'll now remove the stock tightening knob here just temporarily. And we can slide this assembly in the T-track over into place. And then you can place your lockdown knob back in. And now it's time to install the micro adjuster itself. So you'll loosen this clamping knob here, which will open up these 2 plates. That will slide into the miter slot here, or the T slot rather, of your router table. From there, you just line up your holes and use the 2 screws that they provide and thread it in and bolt it to the adapter bracket. Well, now it's time to square up the micro adjust. So each one of the screws you want to loosen about 1/8 of a turn just to give it a little bit of slack. This will just help everything settle in. And once you get them all loosened off just a little bit, we're going to go through and tighten them one by one. Make sure that you slide your fence shimming rail into its storage spot because it needs to be there. So we're going to start tightening these. You want to start to the right here of the micro adjustment knob and tighten this one first, and then follow around clockwise all the way to the outside. And that, my friends, is the micro adjust installed. But how do you use it? Well, using the micro adjustment jig is as easy as using your fence. You just have to change your operation a little bit. So what you want to do is you want to line up your fence and get it roughly where you want it. Let's say that we roughly want it there, I guess. Then on the opposite side of where your micro adjustment is, you want to tighten down that lock knob on your fence. Once you get that tightened down, you will tighten down this knob here on your micro adjustment. Now, for all intents and purpose, your fence is locked into place. It cannot move. However, it can be moved by the micro adjustment. And all you have to do at that point in time is turn it to get the measurement or the adjustment that you want. Now, one full rotation of the micro adjustment knob, one full rotation will move your bit by 1/64 of an inch on your piece. In order to do that, you would move the fence double that, which would be 1/32. So one full rotation of our adjustment knob here will adjust our fence by 1/32, but of course that's only half the bit, 1/64. You know what, let's test that. Let's test that and see how we do, because I'm curious now how accurate this thing really is. So with that same configuration where we have the lockdown knob on the opposite side of our micro adjust tightened and the knob of our micro adjustment tightened, this one's still loose, I've set up a set of digital calipers locked into the miter slot to test the movement of the fence. I've pressed it tight against the fence and zeroed it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a split screen here. I'll set up a second camera here at the calipers, and I'll keep the other one over by the micro adjust, and let's just see how it is that this thing reacts and how accurate it is when it comes to practical use. So we're going to start rotating this and go around one full turn and just see how we do here. And right about there is one full rotation. You can see the zeros are lined up here, and you can also see we are at 1/32. So divide it in half, which would be the amount it moves on your bit. One full rotation is 1/64 of an inch. So if I go around one more full rotation, of course, it should read 1/16. And right there at the other rotation is 1/16 of an inch. So in operation, once you get it back to the specific measurement that you want and you've dialed it in, you tighten down your second lock knob. And that is it. That is the simplicity of the use of this micro adjust. And there you have it. The JessEm micro adjustment for your router fence. Guys, I will stress again that this unit is designed to use with the Master Lift 3 or the JessEm TA fences. They are not designed to be mounted directly to your Master Lift 2, which is what I have. So if you have the Master Lift 2 and you want to install this micro adjustment, you will need to purchase the adapter bracket. and that is a micro adjuster mounting bracket. It is model number 04551. It's like an extra 30 bucks. So it's not overly crazy expensive, but it'll make it so that you can use it with your Masterlift 2 fence. So what are my first impressions here of putting in this micro adjustment, which is model 04550, by the way. On first examination, and you saw with the caliper test there, it's quite accurate. It's quite accurate. Now, here's the thing. The calipers adjust faster than what your actual measurement is. They're not really meant to do these tiny in-between measurements. So although the micro adjust has a 1/256, I think it is. Yes, 1/256. That is an unmeasurable amount with my set of calipers. In order to truly measure that, I would have to get out my my dial indicator, and that would probably give me a better idea of the true accuracy of this. However, for now, from what I see, they advertise the full rotation amount, and it's exactly what they said it is. So for now, it seems to be accurate. The quality is definitely there. It's a good heavy unit. It feels solid. Nothing about it feels cheesy. I don't know what to tell you about it for now, guys. All I can really tell you is that I will be using it over the next few months, and eventually on the show you're going to see my review. I'm not affiliated or anything else with JessEm. I just like their product. So at least if it's terrible, I'll be able to tell you it's terrible. If it's got some drawbacks, I can tell you the drawbacks. Not being affiliated with them, I can basically give you the honest opinion that you'd be looking for. Guys, this show has been a little different, a little shorter than normal, and that's okay. Who wants to hear me talk for 20 minutes? Guys, I just wanted to bring you along for the installation of this micro adjustment. As well, I wanted to bring it to your attention as I've done the reviews and the assembly of the JessEm Masterlift system and the router table. I wanted to bring you the addition so you could be aware of it, that it's out there now and that you can obtain one if you have one of these system fences. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed what I brought you today. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like and subscribe and click the bell so that you don't miss the notifications of future episodes of the show. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's content. You know, I hope if you have this fence system, I hope you're going to consider this and look into it for yourself. I'll post the links below for all the things I've shown you here on today's show. And honestly, guys, I truly hope that you're going to join me again next week when I bring you yet another Alternative Tuesdays.